So this is what I have so far of the latest styrofoam drawing project. This was my attempt at recreating the Founders logo from the Founders Brewery Company. And then I did this earlier. I completed part of it from roughly noon to the early-ish afternoon period of 2 p.m. It's all based off this. I used 4 Pomodoros of 25-minute work followed by a 5-minute break. And during the 5-minute breaks, I would typically show my dad what I had done, what progress I had made within the 25-minute work in order to get feedback. The first work I had pretty much completed the S. I believe I completed the rest of the B word during the second 25-minute work. And then I believe I completed this word after the third. And I believe I had completed this word except for that dark blue outline by the end of the 4th work period. By which point it was about 2 to 2:30 p.m. and it was time to get ready for what was initially going to be some driving lessons, followed by going out to eat at Shamrock Jack's. An Irish pub/restaurant within this area. The driving lessons ended up happening within a high school parking lot. Although not the trip to Shamrock Jack's, it was decided we wouldn't go to Shamrock Jack's today, but tomorrow, because Dad forgot to bring money for the trip. Of going out to eat at Shamrock Jack's. And so we would have to drive all the way back home in order to get money. And then Dad kind of had to go to the bathroom while driving. We made it all the way to the parking lot of Samrock Jacks before Dad realized he forgot to bring money. And then a minute or so later was when he suddenly had to go to the bathroom. These shells are pretty loose. They're pretty wet. I suspect that Dad added some stuff, like maybe melted some cheese on these shells. It's a pretty good pasta dish. And when it comes to drawing text, I think it's still something relatively new for me. I have a tendency to not do well when judging how much space I need for each letter. So initially, for a word, I draw the first letters too wide, and then I end up having to squeeze the remaining letters together in order to fit them within one side of whatever piece of styrofoam I'm working with. These are the Sharpie markers I used for today's progress on the Founders styrofoam drawing based off this beer label. Although most likely I'm not going to draw that image by the book. For one thing, Dad told me not to draw that barrel-aged series labeling, nor that ale-aged in oak bourbon barrels text. And that's a good thing. Drawing that text, it would kind of be a nightmare. It would take a long time. Just the backwoods longer B word text took me probably about 2 hours of work, if not slightly more. It was significantly harder, though, to do the Founders logo text because it was had a more fancy text style than the backwoods longer B word text. For the Founders text, I had to make the words in the middle, the letters in the middle, arch up. And to try and copy the more fancy style as exactly as possible, I ended up leaning over the front of the bottom bunk of the bunk bed within the spare room. The top bunk I can't lie on because it's got a whole bunch of comics and other stuff on it. I would take the ultrafine tip off while being in this sort of position with my back bent forward, which would cause some pain after a while due to the position being somewhat awkward. That's hence why I made a bit of an effort, because I'm thinking of using that student desk in front of me and that chair. Just have to clear it. I'm thinking of using it as a work area, a focused work area for future styrofoam drawing projects. Dad seasoned and marinated this steak for more than an hour. And it paid off quite a bit. During the driving lessons, Dad said that my turning has gotten better. And I attribute that to deciding to try to be smoother and less jerky with my movements of the steering wheel, to turn sooner so that I can ease into the turn. Would be my best attempt at explaining it. This happened around 3 p.m. It's currently 10:15 p.m. And I'm also tried to work on being less heavy-footed when it comes to the gas pedal and the brake pedal. But with emphasis on the gas pedal, instead of tiny, sudden taps, I'm trying to focus on essentially applying a gentle pressure. In order to... this is part of a gift that someone gave to Dad while he was working as a mailman for Christmas. That was very nice of them. We should all think about what we could do to add value to others during these times. My way of doing that is to make videos people enjoy watching and to create artworks that people enjoy viewing. Well, working on the black outline for the founders text was a bit daunting to me, but thanks to all the styrofoam projects I did over the past year, and some into the year before that, as well as some this year, I know that even if whatever task I have to work on for the current styrofoam project is a bit daunting, I can ultimately get through it. This is actually leftover garlic bread from when Dad and I went to Salvatore's for their, I believe, Tuesday pasta special the other day. The garlic bread is still good, if somewhat stale. It tastes good, it's just a bit harder and crunchier. I enjoy drinking coffee, water, water with either minerals or health supplements like extra virgin olive oil mixed in, Wegmans Zero Vitamin Water, and kombucha. And it's because I've come to believe that these beverages are among the healthiest to drink. And I enjoy the taste of them. I'm currently on this side quest regarding the sorcerers and dragons, or perhaps unofficially called the university chapter of this game. This steak is nice and chewy, and I enjoy the seasoning. Dad did a good job on it. and I've told him as such. And it turns out he also added vodka sauce to this pasta, these leftovers from his parents' place. And I ultimately asked when he came to give me the chocolate